Hi everybody, it's Lennon, and today I want to do an impromptu video about a program that I am going to participate in after being knocked by the universe with some symbols, some signs, sacred signs everywhere, and I'm going to explain what they are. But first, let me explain the program a little bit. Now, I follow a beautiful lady in our tarot community, and her name is Kazia, and she's over at Tarot Map, right? Now she does this series on her channel that's all about like interviews, and she does such great interviews. And a while ago, she had interviewed a lady whose name is Heitienne Grobler, the French Madonna, over on Instagram. And it was such an interesting interview. This lady is the creatrix of the Mysteries of Mary Tarot. And it's such a beautiful deck, such a beautiful concept. And Heitienne explains in the interview all about her journey with the Mother Mary. And it was such a beautiful thing to watch. And so, of course, what do we do, right? When we feel a connection, I started following her on Instagram. And I follow a couple of people that are involved with Heitienne in this particular program, okay? And so, I guess, a couple of weeks ago, I started seeing many posts on my feed and Instagram about this program coming up, right? The program is called Walking with Mary, and it's a 30-day program where Heitienne goes on her blog that is linked in her Instagram bio, and I'll link all of her links below. So I was like, wow, I started, like I said, seeing all these things on my feed, and I was like, I should, just check this out, see what it's all about. Now, if you've been on my channel, you know that I'm in healing from, I have a Christian background, and I lived in I would call it a pretty dogmatic, I had a pretty dogmatic childhood and adolescence. So, spiritually speaking, I had to alienate myself from that for a long time. And I had no idea at the time of the severance that it left such a profound impact. And so I'm very much in healing from like getting away from that and moving into my own spiritual practice that would make me feel 100. And I'll have more videos on that subject. But so the Walking with Mary concept was really, I thought it was interesting. All of her blog posts are beautiful. She's a beautiful writer. But there was still a block there for me because I was like, okay, I cannot, I don't know if I can work with her, right? So, there was a book sale that was at my library. And they usually, like when my library has a book sale, okay, they have like tables set out of all their old books or stuff they're trying to get rid of. And every time, me and my family make a beeline, right? We're like, okay, we're there. Now this was a few days, like I said, all this kind of accumulated together in like a 2-week span. And so I went on her blog, thought that was interesting, and then I still felt some kind of a block because of the healing process that I'm in, that I was just like mentally blocking participating. And so I was in the library in the restricted section, right? The restricted section in the library is when you're on your phone, okay? So my family's flitting about in the library, okay? And then we do our own thing first, and then we kind of collide to the book sale right before we leave, right? So we don't have to carry around all of our books. So I was in the library on my phone, and I got back on her blog, right? Because I was like, okay, well, maybe I should just check it out again. There had been some more beautiful posts on Instagram. And I was like, okay, well, I'll get on her blog again. And she had posted something else about tentative timelines and stuff like that, right? Like preparations for when it starts. It starts February 3rd. And Monday, February 3rd. And so I got on and I thought, there were some dates on there that I found interesting. Like I said, it starts February 3rd, but then February 18th, which is my birthday, is a feast day for Saint Bernadette, because Saint Bernadette had a vision, okay, an apparition of Mary had appeared to her at Lourdes. And so that is a feast day. February 18th is a feast day for St. Brigid in France and Canada. So I thought, oh, that's my birthday. You know, that's a connection, right? So I thought, I felt a little enlightened from that. Just, right? Now, towards the end, I got off my phone, went and did something else on my phone, right? Finally, when the family came together and we went to the book sale, they had a stack of National Geographics in a box says, take these. Now, I like the articles in some of the magazines, right? They're very articulate, okay? So sometimes I like to read them, and sometimes they don't really, Mostly it's the photographs in those things that are just killer. And so we were looking through them, and I knew I was probably going to take a stack this big. But this one was in there. This all about Mary, the most powerful woman in the world. And I thought, okay, that's pretty weird, right? Now I want to show you something in here, okay? The particular article that this was about, like, look at these pictures. Like, look at this. Oh, ooh, there's some beautiful things. But this was mostly about, like, seeing her. So where her apparitions are, where her sacred sites are. And they have a whole world map indicating it. Right? This particular edition of National Geographic is from December 2015. This says no time in the recent past, okay? So I just found that so, again, I felt enlightened, right? I was like, okay. So, still let it go. I came home, okay? Now we're leading up to, or I was leading up to Imbolc at the time, and that's like my time of spring cleaning and getting rid of stuff and, fleshing out the cobwebs that is my home, right? That's what I do at Imbolc. And so leading up to that, I had my music going, or I was going to put some music on to start cleaning and stuff like that. I had a plan that day, okay? This was a few days after the library incident. So I put my playlist on and I hit shuffle, right? The first song that came on was Let It Be by the Beatles. Wow, right? Now I was like, okay, I like this song. It was on repeat. All I did was hit shuffle. I didn't do that. So I went over there and I was like, why is this playing twice? So I hit the button, right? This little tiny button that says, like, take it off repeat. I was starting to feel something then. I was like, okay, this is knocking me around a bit. So then, instead of getting on, I got back on her blog at my house. After I cleaned, I did some stuff. I got back on her blog later that evening on my kitchen table. So I'm on my computer, right? And I'm on her blog and I'm checking things out, see if she posted anything new. Again, I'm starting to feel some things, right? And I noticed the date. So I started researching after looking up her blog, looking up the dates. I was like, okay, well, let's research this a bit because that's what I do best. And I thought, okay, well, like, let's look up Bernadette, let's look up Lourdes, let's look up the apparition itself, the promise that she made, stuff like that. Because that's kind of what that's kind of what Heitienne was gonna go over in this 30 Days with Mary program. So I noticed that it was February 1858. So I noticed the 8s, right? There had to be a mathematical correlation with my birthday and 1858. I was born in 1988. Okay? Now, on the day I was born, that marks 130 years since this encounter with Bernadette and Mary, right? Numerologically, that's 4. So is 2020. So I thought, okay, that's almost like cementing to me that this might be my year to work with her as a face to my healing practice. Like, let's actually put a face. Let's not just do work because I do a lot of work for healing with my childhood, with my getting out of religion in general, going down my own spiritual path. I do a lot of healing work for that. But I thought, okay, well, maybe this is trying to tell me, like, do 2020, because I've already worked with the Divine Feminine a little bit this year. Let's put a face to it. Let's put an actual face to it. Maybe involving yourself in this program will help shed some light on some of the things that I still have blocks on. Right? So I'm on the blog, right? And then I'm in another tab. I'm on like Britannica, right? Looking at all this stuff up. And I sit back and I'm thinking about the 4, right? What all that means, blah, blah, blah. Beyond the computer, there was only one of my notebooks left. Remember I said they go in different spots. Only one notebook left that hasn't been put back in its proper place. And it was this. Now, I already mentioned in my notebooks video that I had already designated this like my Divine Feminine Goddess notebook, right? Eventually, it would have turned into that journal because of the Sacred Heart, right? I kind of felt something from that, and I kind of already knew when I purchased it that that's what I wanted it to be, but it was so beautiful that I couldn't write in it. So I thought, oh my God, the universe left it out for a reason. I put all the other notebooks up. So what if the universe is trying to tell me that if I do this program, or, you know, when I start this program, to use this notebook? So I talked myself into it. Like, I was right there. I picked this up, okay? And I'm thinking about all the signs that I'm getting knocked by for this last 2 weeks. Then I'm thinking, okay, I have to participate. I have to. And so, I just wanted to get on and tell you about all these, like, I do consider all of these synchronistic. Like, I was getting blasted by all this, saying, look, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to participate, see where it leads you, whatever. So, leading up to filming this, I did a little bit more research, got back on her blog, really dived into some of the pictures. I just wanted, I threw myself into it, right? Like I said, it starts on Monday, February 3rd. And I really just dived into the research, to the art aspect of it. I'll probably write some poetry about my journey. And I don't know how personal it will get, but we'll see, right? We'll see where it goes. And I wanted to do an honorable mention. Along my journey, I have been reading, I already started, to read Untie the Strong Woman. Now, Clarissa Pinkola Estes wrote Women Who Run with the Wolves. And y'all know, you need to read that book, of course. But this is all about encounters with Mary, and there's just some lovely stuff in here that opens the heart. And so, this is a great book for anyone participating in this Walking with Mary. And I knew that when I got it off my bookshelf, I was like, yeah, this will be a great tool for me. Now, other tools I'm going to use on the journey, just because we want some fun visuals, right? I'm going to use, now I do not have her beautiful Mysteries of Mary tarot. It's so beautiful. She makes these altars, right, with little plastic figurines, and it's just so, like, visceral. And then takes photographs of them, and that's her deck. She has all the cards of the deck. She's done her own suits and titles, and it's just beautiful, right? So hopefully someday I'll have that deck, but that's not the deck I'll be using because I don't own it. But I want to use this Mother Mary Oracle that is by Alana Fairchild. Now, Alana Fairchild has come up with other names for the Mary on top of some that already exist. Like this is Our Lady of the Sacred Hearth, right? Or Our Lady of the Whispering Heart. So these images, this is the kind of art that this intuitive, like, stuff is what I would probably be doing on my journey with this walking with Mary. It's just like, look at this, Our Lady of the Dark Mysteries. Come on now. So I'll be using this, probably be using my, because there will be some tarot spreads, because she's going to be using her tarot deck. And then I really kind of want to use my mother piece, because like I said, I'm just putting a face to this, and I really love diving into the mother piece for that kind of a nurturement. So it's really going to be interesting to see where the mother piece takes me in this journey, along with the Mother Mary Oracle. So we'll see where it goes. Now, growing up in that lifestyle of Christianity and stuff like that, I never really got a chance to explore much, but a girlfriend and I, when I was a teenager, had gone to the monastery, the local monastery, and they had such beautifully kept grounds that we kind of went, and we were just kind of like feeding the ducks and stuff. We went into the gift shop, and we each bought ourselves like one of these like plastic rosaries. Even though it's like light and plastic, it just feels so good in the hand. And I wear this really often. This is really part of my spiritual jewelry, so to speak. And so I do wear this when I need a boost. And I don't know any of the prayers. Like I said, I wasn't really ever interested in learning any of that. So I'm kind of really interested to see where this is going to lead me. This walking with Mary journey is going to lead, and how much, because as a researcher, I'm going to tend to want to research a lot of it. So we'll see. Now, along with my rosary, I've always loved prayer beads, and this is my very beloved moonstone and labradorite prayer bead, and this is heavy. And the stone is so cold, and I love holding this when I need that boost as well. So I've always had a fascination with prayer beads and rosaries. So these are the only two I have, but I'll be working with both of these in this journey. So like I said, I am going to participate in this. I might come on, who knows, I might come on here and share some things from my journey. Again, I don't know how personal this is going to get, but go watch Kazia and Heitienne's interview over on Kazia's channel. I'll leave it below. And I'll leave all of Heitienne's links below if this is something that you feel drawn and interested to. So if you're participating, let me know, and as a healing process for me and having a support system in this community, we can all reach out if I have questions or concerns, or if I don't feel like, I'm hitting blocks, right? I'm going to be able, I would like to be able to think that I can reach out to the community of this Walking with Mary community, and so we'll see where it goes. So have a blessed day.